All right, Mo Crawler, back with another tire test, and this is going to be the Injora Swamp Stomper, 63 mil. Normally I show you the part number, but when they shipped these to me, they actually reached peak lazy, and they just put the label on the bag. That's a first for me. But they covered up the label that actually has the part number. There'll be a link in the description. But anyway, yeah, this is the Injora Swamp Stomper. They're directional, very tall lug, a lot of void. I think they look kind of like a Tusk to me. Or I think there's a Mickey Thompson tire that they're the Tusk, and then all the tires that kind of look like this are kind of a copy of. But we did vent them. We always do, right? One on each side. It's a 2 millimeter hole that I just put in there with a leather punch. No ribbing, no belting. So they are sticky. Not quite as sticky as like the Mias, but they are pretty sticky. So we're going to load this last one up with the Injora yellow silicone, as we always do. These are the foams that they came with. I would call them like a medium. They fill the tires out pretty well. They're a little narrow and a little small, but they do have a thicker carcass, so I think that makes sense. You know, they fill them out just fine. But we always test on yellow silicones. So yeah, I should know that Mickey Thompson tire. It's a Baja something, I'm sure. I think everything Mickey Thompson is a Baja something. Baja Claw or something like that. But yeah, I think they look like a Tusk. I've never owned a set of Tusks. I don't know, I have a weird thing that once something becomes ubiquitous, I lose my interest in it. And it seems, you know, it's even a little self-defeating, that tendency in me, and I realize that. But just like everybody in the 10th scale world, everybody just says, you know, J-Concept's Tusk, J-Concept, everybody runs Tusks, and I'm like, okay, well, now I don't want to run them. You know, regardless of how good they are, I just want something else since everybody runs Tusks. Kind of like the Hyrax, and I have run Hyrax before, but I got mine pretty early, and then everybody started running Hyrax, and I don't know, something about that just kind of turns me off. Even if performance suffers a little bit, I would rather run something different than, you know, everyone else in the world. So that's why I don't run Tusks, because everybody runs Tusks. And I don't know, maybe I'm a naysayer or whatever. But at any rate, so this is this guy. They are directional, so we're going to try to put them on such that they are properly oriented, and I did mount the last one correctly for the direction, for the position on the truck that was still needed, which is pretty rare. I usually don't do that. I usually like to mount that one backwards, just to spice it up so that I have to take it apart and remount it. But we got lucky that time. But yeah, so I mean, if you like J-Concept's Tusks, hey, great. I'm sure they're great. I will probably never own a pair or a set. And again, that's just my own, I don't know, I guess I'm, what, I can't think of the term right now. There's a term for for people who are just kind of curmudgeon-y. But yeah, I'll probably never own a set of tusks, because there's just too many people with tusks. But we'll get these mounted up on our guy. You know, I say I don't like the thing that everybody else has, and you can clearly see that this is a Coyote body. So, but again, I got this Coyote body quite a while ago, kind of before everybody started running Coyote bodies and cliffhanger bodies. And but anyway, so this is Coyote, YLE, and these look pretty good. I think they're going to do well. They got a lot. They're pretty sticky, and they've got a lot of lug. So I think they will do well. Let's get them on the board and see. All right, the Injora Swamp Stompers. Lower section left cut. They got a lot of big lugs on them, so I think they're gonna pull this. If we can get twist there. There we go. Yep. Nicely done. Injora Swamp Stompers. Center cut, they pulled right up onto the board. Ooh, a little bit of slip here. Ooh. There we go. Just had to find our spot, but yeah, a little bit of slip there. All right, on to the right cut. And they're kind of sliding around that side. If they can hang on. Ooh. Oh. And they couldn't hang on. I don't know, they worked themselves around the edge kind of in a weird way that I haven't seen tires do before. Okay, I think they got it this time. No. Maybe. Oh, that's a very weird. I've never had a truck climb it that way before. Yeah, I've never seen a tire climb this particular obstacle in that fashion. This is typical, and he actually went right up at that time. So we're gonna give him an 8 because he did it in a way I've never seen before, and he did it the traditional way. I think with better driving on that third attempt. So we're not gonna hold my mistakes against the tire, and we're gonna give him an 8 on that. All right, the Swamp Stomper. Upper left cut. See how far he pushes here. Quite a bowl, no. All right, Swamp Stomper, second attempt. I put the crash pad down. I wasn't sure that we'd need it, but we'll cut in a little earlier. Oh, all right, third attempt for the Swamp Stomper, and we are just kind of shoving ourselves off the edge with these things. I did not see this in the cards when I was mounting these. And they're gonna do it again, I think. Yeah. All right, we're gonna give him one more shot. I'm gonna cut in earlier. I'm gonna stay a little bit higher because these are, okay, that's a cheat. Okay, now we're back into it. If we can pull it around. Oh, all right, the Swamp Stompers just failed a section. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do on the slot. I think they're going to do just fine. Nice work on the slot. All right, let's try middle cut with the Swamp Stompers. Cut it back around. plenty to get pulled up there. Right up. All right, and the right cut of the upper portion with the Swamp Stompers. This is going to be a weird score because they're doing well everywhere except that left upper portion that they failed. Yeah, they're going to pull this too. No problem. No problem. These are a weird tire, guys. It's a weird tire that that does as well as this one did everywhere else, but falls off that upper left line. All right, we'll hit this thing a little bit. See how these do here. Oh. Man, I would say these are a strange tire. Yeah, these are a strange tire. I think some people are going to really like them. They're going to fit their build and their vehicle style well. And I think some people are going to really not like them because they do, I don't know, they've got a weird grip. They've got a weird drive profile to them. Yeah, I don't know. But I think ultimately this is going to be a kind of a love it or hate it situation with these things. You're either going to have something that they fit and work on really well. You're going to either have something that they fit and work on really well, or you know, they're probably not going to work all that great for you. So anyway, that is the Injora Swamp Stomper. One last pass here, up and over the top. And let's go to the bench. All right, we're back on the bench with the Injora Swamp Stomper. There's your score sheet. And this is really, you know, the anomaly. They would have been, you know, top 10 probably, were it not for that left cut on the upper section. And I gave him a fair shake at it, I think. So puts him, he's a 51, puts him just below the Mia Super Bouncer and a point above the Proline Treps. So I think as cool as these look and as deep as these lugs are, I mean, you guys have seen these, right? One of our top performers so far. It's got a much shallower lug, and but I say that, and the Mias Lucky 7s have a super deep lug, and they did extremely well. So I don't know what it is, but this super deep lug in this pattern, these look very different than the Mia Super Bouncer, but these tires remind me of the Super Bouncers when I'm driving them. There's just like an imprecision to them a little bit, and I don't know, but I mean, I think, you know, in certain circumstances, I'm sure they will do very well. I like the way they look. You know, like I said, they're pretty sticky, they're pretty soft. Maybe they'll break in better, so maybe after some driving time they would do better. But that's where they shook out today in our testing. So Swamp Stompers, they are, you know, it's kind of, you know, that's kind of my feeling about them. They're meh. If you really like the lug pattern, if you really like the look of them, if you've got a very specific build, you know, you could definitely do worse, right? You could definitely do worse. The black labels are worse. Landmines are worse. Ruptures are worse. Just above them would be the Hobby Soul All-Terrains, the Little Guy Racing Grippers, Rock Bumps, you know, Hamrocks. So Hamrocks did better than these. Hamrocks are 57 mils. These are 63 mils. So, you know, I don't know. But anyway, like and subscribe, all the normal stuff. thanks for checking in on this one, and we'll see you for the next one. Thanks.